Okay, I'm Juan. I'm working at ARCAP, and ARCAP represents private equity, venture capital, seed capital, ecosystem here in Argentina, also service providers and family offices. Here are some of our members. Today we are 51 members. Ones maybe are known for you because are international ones with offices here in Argentina. Others are local, but with investments in the region. Seed capital, service providers, and here is the structure. My boss, Diego González Bravo, I'm president of ARCAP, and I have another bosses. Hernán Casat, that we'll talk later, is the vice president of venture capital vertical. Also, we have private equity and seed capital vice president. That's all for ARCAP. Let's go with LATAM ecosystem. I will present some numbers, but I want to pay attention only in the trends, not in the numbers. There are a lot. From 2013, the VC investments were growing in LATAM with a peak in 2017. That was the peak, the record for LATAM. And we were expecting the same to happen in 2018, and it happened. After a year that doubled the year before, this year almost the VC investment reached 2 billion. The second semester was even higher than the previous year. So these are incredible numbers for LATAM, and this is what I want to get you for an idea of what is happening here in LATAM. Regarding global investor commitments, this is a trend because it's changed through, if you take these 5 years, but if we take the last year, Brazil is always leading the commitments in LATAM. Then Mexico, Argentina, and Colombia, but depending on the year, Mexico could be the second one or the third one, Argentina the third one or the fourth one. But always Brazil leading, and then Argentina, Colombia, or Mexico moving from second, third, or fourth position. Our global investors by headquarters, United States, far away, 71%, and the United States. I'm going quickly. I hope you can follow the trends, but United States, for sure, far away from the others. Global investor preference in LATAM for the same period, 5 years. We have IT companies, 88% in global investor preferences. If we take this percentage for 2018, is 98. 98% of preferences goes to IT companies. Sorry, then other verticals. But look, in IT companies for the same period, fintech, 24%, then marketplaces, and others. This is for a 5-year period. If you take 2018, fintech is also leading, but the second place changed for distribution, transportation, as another vertical that the global investor prefer. Talking about investments, Brazil, in that year, 2017, 75% of the amount of money went to Brazil. In 2018 was 65, but it's around 70. And then the 3 countries that are moving in the second, third, and fourth place or position, Colombia, Mexico, or Argentina. Then comes Chile and others. Unicorns. Argentina, until 2018, was the country that has more unicorns. Then goes Mexico and Brazil, and then Chile. 9 unicorns in LATAM until 2018. But in 2018, we have 8 new unicorns. 5 from Brazil, 2 Argentina, and 1 Colombia. So now we have 17 unicorns, 7 from Brazil, 6 from Argentina, and then we have Mexico, and then Uruguay and Colombia. LATAM. We can keep that for a moment, and we are going to Argentina. We are in the same line. Apart from Tim said about the crisis, our numbers are good also. Here is one of my boss, Lorena Suarez, who is leading the commission the Research Commission, and we made two main surveys or research studies to understand what was happening in Argentina in the last decades. We have no information about that, and we made one survey that took the analysis of 30 years, and then we are going to go to the last 3 years. Two figures only for the last decades. Argentina's LPs composition, 70% was foreign LPs. Only 30% were local. And we have two expansionary cycles in Argentina that came from the 90s up to the abruptly stop in 2001, fueled by the dot-com bubble. And the second one, the second expansionary cycle, started in 2007 with growing up to 2014 when we have the peak, and then it went down. But we have another expansionary cycle that we can say in the last 3 years, talking about GPs, investments, and capital commitments. I will go quickly, but only the trends. In December 2016, we have identified 39 GPs. 18 months ago, after 18 months, we are here in Argentina, 70 fund managers. Look the growing in seed capital, then I will explain you why or what we think it happened. Look amount of private investments in dollars. We have doubled 2016, and in only 6 months, we are over the whole year of 2017. For us, it's incredible in this situation that the country is passing through, but we are in the same trend in LATAM, where we have our peaks, our records, and this semester for us was a great news because we have the same amount of money invested in private equity, venture capital, and seed capital than the whole year or the previous year. This is capital committed, although in 2017 was extraordinary. We came from 10 million in a year up to 226. Although there is a capital commitment extraordinary for one fund. Look, our first semester, only in 5 months, we are 125 million. If we compare with the total year of 2016, also is our incredible number for us. The capital committed has something to do with the government that launched the Fonse program. 11 funds participated in that program. 3 were selected: Draper Cygnus, who is hosting us today, Howard Venture, and NextTP Lab. Those 3 funds will receive $12 million if the fund is a minimum size of 30 million. But also, accelerators were included in that program. From 35 accelerators were selected 13. The government will co-invest and also will cover operational costs for the accelerators. And these 35 accelerators that were created, some of them for this program are still working. And that's the reason why we explain the growing of the seed capital's GPs. Our local investors, our local GPs are regional. They invest outside Argentina, and the percentage in our last survey was almost 60% that their investments in Argentina and 40% in the region. What I told you is the increasing of investments in Argentina. This is venture capital only. Venture capital came from really a small amount of $28 million, and in 1 year, 4 times, and then in one semester, only one semester, we are almost the same number than the previous year. And this has something to do with the average amount of venture capital runs. We came from 3.5 in 2016, and now we are in an average of $9 million per round. It's the end. We see an opportunity in Argentina. Argentina is the second generator of unicorns in Argentina. It's one of the most invested ecosystem in the world. We have the lowest investment in a startup per capita. Also, is a great opportunity. There is a new framework, of course, after the entrepreneur law. We have tax benefits. So in Argentina, in the last 3 years, we have the greatest progress in supporting venture capital in Argentina. And ending, we have exceptional source of startup lead flow, and you will see today, after this presentation, how we are really high developed in science and in technology. Thank you very much.